Okay, that was Spy Family episode 18. I am so happy that Loy didn't change her grades and that
isn't that the most amazing and beautiful thing that you could have wanted from that episode?
It's in the Spy Family fashion to be lovably stupid with plot points sometimes. And the fact that Anya can't use her powers on the eclipse day that happened to be on the day of the test is like... I love it, to be honest,
it's
because
funny. It ended
up
being so satisfying.
Yeah.
And now we wouldn't have gotten the pleasure of knowing that she passed on her own.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not some like BS excuse plot convenience, like on a serious note. It's something leaned into as a silly thing intentionally to just be humorous. And that's what I love about this show.
What? So you're telling me that all telepaths, you're saying that's not true? That when an eclipse happens, they can't read minds?
Well, let's see. What's the logic behind that? Like, if the moon is eclipsed, you cannot read other people's minds. Why? Werewolves? Werewolves are moons?
A werewolf is the full moon.
So, Anya's an opposite werewolf.
And eclipse is the name of one of the Twilight books.
Oh, so, and Twilight's the code name?
And Twilight is the code name.
And werewolves.
And Twilight has werewolves. And
Anya's a vampire.
Why is Daybreak a name of a Twilight novel?
I don't know. But I don't know. I loved it. I don't take the whole eclipse thing too seriously.
I feel like that was just a thing for this. I don't know if they would use it again.
Yeah.
I mean, they could use it again if there was a time that she did need to read minds and couldn't rely on it. I do like that.
It's pretty often
that there's something where she can't. There is at least one day that she can't rely on these powers in order to help this mission of world peace.
Yeah.
And yes, this was midterms, and it's a big part of the mission is her not getting expelled from school. But I wouldn't be mad if they used that as a continuing fact about her powers.
Yeah, every time that Anya recalls her past, I am like everything else in my world is shut off, and I'm just like listening. You know, like we're gonna get it, right?
Because we know so little. I mean, it's just from what she tells us. Basically, we know these little nuggets, and then it almost feels like that was a point that we learned at the very beginning, and we didn't really, maybe we got a little more when Yor came into the picture and they had that first school interview, and we had that moment where Anya kind of was like remembering her real mother, and then we have Yor there in the situation and the dynamic that was created from that and the emotions that were created from that. And that was kind of the last time that we've really heard about these scientists and these doctors that did this to her and experimented on her, other than, you know, relating with the dog, relating with Bond. And now we're getting another fact, and it makes me wonder, is that going to be something where we just slowly get more and more facts that pertain to whatever is happening in that episode?
I don't know.
Is there more to know?
Until the story decides to like make the main part of the show the backstory of Anya, I think that we're just gonna get little nuggets. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm brought back to episode 1 just to try to see if we get like any look over Anya's past, you know.
They definitely make the scientists look mean and scary and cold.
Yeah. And in the pictures we see of her, it's interesting that like her hair is tied in like little buns like that. But
it's so cute.
Yeah, we don't see like any parent figure in that, right?
Mm-mm. But it is interesting that she has the same mission now, right?
Yeah.
She still has to study and she still has to bring about world peace, except now it means something to her.
Well,
before she was just being told to do it and there was no reward. But here it's like this family and this life that she wants, this dream life, is the reward, hopefully, for if she's able to complete the mission.
If I understand it correctly, it's because of Yuri, not in the sense that Yuri helped her, like, taught her this information. They were learning a subject that wasn't even being tested for. But I love the idea that Yuri taught her a way to think. about
it was the way
situation.
he thought, and it worked for him.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the best things that you can do is like not everyone thinks the same and not everyone is motivated by the same things. So when everyone studies a different way too and like retains information in a different way. So like not everyone's like a note card person.
Well, it's
like a flashcard person.
Yeah, and the way that it ended up, we got to see her tests, and like you said, they were all the same score. And you know what that lends itself to? The idea that she wasn't studying for a test. Because just like Yuri was alluding to, there's a difference between studying for a test and then trying to just generally improve yourself and your knowledge. And I think if you were really trying to like go for studying for a test, you could maybe like really focus on 2 subjects or like go for one and like try to get like a high score in one.
But that's the thing, we have the bolts. If the bolts hadn't been a thing, and maybe she was a little bit smarter, she could have maybe really focused on a subject to try to get a star.
Yeah.
But she needed to be balanced in all areas just to not get a bolt at all.
But it goes to show just like her general knowledge has like improved because that's how she's viewing it, you know?
It's interesting that their grading system rewards those that have balanced knowledge. But it also it rewards you if you have like a high knowledge in a subject, and then it will also hurt you if you have a high knowledge in some subject compared to another.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if you were about to study for a test at this school, what would be your goal? I think mine would be just make sure I don't fail any of them. I don't think I would shoot for that star because I would want to make sure that I don't fail anything and I'm balanced throughout all the subjects.
I would definitely still shoot for the star because what's the adage? Like if you shoot for the star, you're gonna land somewhere. I don't know.
On the moon?
Yeah, you're gonna land in the middle of the pack, right? And not get a bolt. But I don't know. I also kind of like the whole aspect of a grading system in this anime universe.
I mean, I like that it was so lock and key that they had a grading safe.
Yeah.
Where the tests are kept.
It looked like the teachers locked themselves in to like grade, even though I don't think they were, but it was really funny.
And it's like literally has like the building that has security in it.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I love Yuri, and I'm really glad that we got him and Anya's first time together.
Kind of actual interaction.
Yeah, it's nice. I was hoping they'd like address it a little bit, and they kind of did. And the way that they played it was really cute.
Every time he called her an imp, I was like...
But Anya was smart. It was like, okay, the way to
she
this
knew how
man's
to play
sister,
him. She played him like a violin. She was like, I know exactly what you want me to say, so you'll like me.
Yeah, anything with the letters SIS in it, and you will love everything I say.
She can just sit there all day and be like, your sister's beautiful. My mama's amazing. And he would just be like, this is the most precious angel child that I have ever met, and she is so perfect and never wrong.
I bet in his mind, Anya has been this little devil imp or whatever the word that he used was for her entire life until Yor came along and bestowed her angelic knowledge of how to parent.
In his headcanon, he might even think that that Lloyd used Anya as a ploy to get Yor to like be interested in him, like send out your really adorable kid and be like, oh no, my papa. Well, what exactly did she do? She danced around and said how her papa's so lonely and single and handsome.
And like, oh, of course this guy can't give his child adequate education. Like, I have to do it for him.
Oh, your father doesn't want to tutor you, and so my sister's calling so that I have to tutor you?
Your uncle will.
Why did he not want her to call him uncle?
It's a slow burn. We'll get there.
It is a slow burn.
We'll get there. Okay.
Well, I think his eyes, I don't even know if he has the capability in his heart to love anyone else. So I don't know if it's actually a slow burn. Because I don't know if there's any room. I need the heart eyes to continue because I loved it with Becky last episode. And then we got it with Yuri. And I'm like, who's going to fall in love next episode?
I could see it on Damien. It'd suit Damien well.
Yeah.
All right. You good? Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we hope to see you next time.
We know these little nuggets. We know these little nuggets. We know these little nuggets.
We know these little nuggets.